My sister ruined my wedding dress and faked a pregnancy at my son's birthday, what I discovered after tore our family apart. For years, my sister Anna and I had a strained but tolerable relationship. Growing up, she always wanted to be the center of attention. Every birthday, every holiday, every milestone somehow became about her. I'd grown used to it and learned to let it slide. After all, we were family, and I believed that holding on to resentment wasn't worth the energy. But I could never have predicted that her selfishness would one day spiral into actions so cruel they'd tear our family apart. It all started during the preparations for my wedding. I was engaged to my fiancé, David, a kind, thoughtful man who had been my anchor for the past 5 years. Planning the wedding was a dream for me, but a nightmare for Anna. She constantly made snide remarks about how big weddings are overrated and how I was wasting money on a fairy tale. She even refused to be my maid of honor, claiming she wasn't into all that emotional stuff. I didn't take it personally at first. I knew Anna had a complicated relationship with marriage after her own breakup 2 years earlier. But as the wedding approached, Anna's behavior grew more erratic. She'd pick fights over nothing and spread negativity at family gatherings. I brushed it off, thinking she was dealing with personal struggles. Little did I know, this was just the beginning. 1 week before the wedding, I went to pick up my wedding dress from the tailor. It was a beautiful gown, custom-fitted and special to me in every way. But when I arrived, I was met with a horrifying sight. My dress was ruined. The fabric had massive cuts, and it was stained with something dark and sticky. The tailor was just as shocked as I was, insisting it was fine the night before. I was devastated. The wedding was only days away, and my dream dress had been destroyed. My mother suggested it might have been vandalism, but I didn't want to believe someone would deliberately hurt me like this. Then, the tailor revealed something that sent a chill down my spine. He remembered a woman matching Anna's description asking about my dress earlier that week. At first, I refused to believe it. Why would Anna do that? I thought. But deep down, I knew she was the only person capable of such pettiness. I confronted her that night. When I asked her outright, Anna smirked and said, "Maybe you shouldn't have rubbed your perfect little wedding in everyone's face." I was stunned. I couldn't understand why she'd go so far. She didn't apologize. Instead, she walked away as if nothing happened. I was furious, but I refused to let her ruin my big day. I scrambled to find a replacement dress and somehow managed to pull things together just in time for the wedding, but Anna wasn't done. A month after the wedding, I decided to throw a birthday party for my 5-year-old son, Ethan. It was a small backyard gathering with close friends and family. I invited Anna because, despite everything, I still wanted her to be part of my life. For Ethan's sake, if nothing else. I hoped we could start fresh. That turned out to be a grave mistake. During the party, Anna arrived late, sweeping in with dramatic flair as always. Everyone turned to look at her as she held her stomach, announcing loudly, "I'm pregnant." Gasps filled the air, and eyes immediately shifted from my son's birthday cake to Anna's performance. My mother hugged her in tears, my father congratulated her, and guests rushed to her side with excitement. In an instant, my son's birthday party became Anna's show. I stood frozen, fuming inside but unwilling to cause a scene. My sister had once again stolen the spotlight, and the look of satisfaction on her face was undeniable. I pulled her aside later and asked why she felt the need to announce her pregnancy on my son's day. She just shrugged and said, "It wasn't my fault people were excited." Something about her tone felt off. Call it intuition, but I knew Anna wasn't telling the truth. Over the next few weeks, Anna kept up the pregnancy charade, posting ultrasound pictures and baby bump updates on social media. But I couldn't shake the feeling that something wasn't right. A mutual friend of ours, one who'd been suspicious too, called me one day with a bombshell. She told me the ultrasound photo Anna posted was fake. It was a stock image from a random website. I decided to confront Anna once and for all. I went to her apartment unannounced and found her drinking wine on her couch, something a pregnant woman wouldn't do. When I demanded an explanation, she laughed. "Fine, you caught me," she said, rolling her eyes. "I'm not pregnant. I just wanted everyone to stop pitying me for once. I was floored. "You lied to Mom, to Dad, to everyone," I said. "You ruined Ethan's birthday for a fake pregnancy?" Anna didn't care. She claimed it wasn't a big deal and that people needed a distraction from their boring lives. Her words were like poison. I couldn't keep her lies a secret anymore. I told my parents and the rest of the family what I'd discovered. At first, no one wanted to believe it. My mother cried, insisting Anna wouldn't do something so horrible. But when the truth finally sunk in, the family began to fall apart. My parents were furious with Anna for deceiving them and embarrassing the family. Relationships strained, trust eroded, and holidays became tense battlegrounds. As for me, I decided to cut ties with Anna. I'd spent years trying to forgive her selfish behavior, but this was the final straw. She had gone too far, sabotaging my wedding, ruining my son's birthday, and lying about a pregnancy just to manipulate attention. I couldn't let her toxicity remain in my life. It's been 2 years since I last spoke to Anna. My parents still struggle to understand how their daughter could do such things, but they've accepted my decision to stay away. I've learned that sometimes the hardest choice is the healthiest one. Cutting ties with someone, even family, can be necessary to protect your peace. Looking back, I realize Anna's actions were never about me. They were about her own insecurities and need for attention. It took me a long time to stop blaming myself and wondering if I could have fixed things. Now I focus on the family I've built with David and Ethan, people who love and support me unconditionally. As for Anna, I hear she's still living in the same cycle of drama and attention-seeking. Part of me feels sad for her, but I know it's not my burden to carry anymore. Sometimes the people closest to us can be the ones who hurt us the most. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for